Alright, so here's my dirty swimming pool, but it's the only body of water I could find near my house. So we're going to watch the ripples on the water from the wind. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. We're done. Welcome to Our House Meriden art students. My name is Miss Gina, and you'll see my face at the end of the video, but I want to welcome you to a new year of art and crafts. So today we're going to be working with watercolors, and you're going to need a cup of water. You're going to need your big paintbrush and your smaller paintbrush. We're going to dab some water into each color. You can see my paints are well used. You have brand new paints, I'm assuming. And this is where I like to mix colors in the lid. I had some green and blue left over from something else. All right. So we're gonna stick our paintbrush in the blue and mix it around so it gets nice and wet. And I'm gonna put some color, dab it over here. And I'm gonna mix it with a little bit of green. Really get it nice and wet because we're gonna use a lot of blue. Okay, so once you do that, you saw the video of the calm video that I made with the swimming pool. So we're going to do something with water. So I'm going to dip my brush in the blue paint, and I'm going to start on the outside and just fill in a corner like that, like with a curve. And then I'm going to fill in another corner using my big paintbrush. Fill in another corner. So what we're creating is sort of a pool of water. You can see I'm keeping them in a curve, not straight across. Pick up some more. And don't worry if your color of paint is not the same as mine. There's all different colors of water. So dip your paintbrush in more water and re-wet your blue and put it over here. And keep closing in. So the idea, I'm just gonna add water now, is to just get closer and closer to the center, but keep on the outside edge still. Keep moving your brush in this curved direction. We're trying to blend the colors in. Pick up just more water. You'll see that the water's dirty, so it's sort of like a light bluish color, which is good. Maybe pick up a little more paint. More water. And swirl it around like a whirlpool. Okay, so I'm gonna add a little bit more streaks. We don't wanna get too dark because we're gonna add fish and turtles. So your goal is to have darker on the outside, and as it gets to the center, it gets lighter and lighter. You can add just more water until it really blends away. Okay, so we're gonna put that aside, and I want you to get another piece of paper from your sketchbook. And actually, I'm gonna let this dry by waving it with our piece of new paper. Count to 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, put it aside. And we're gonna take a new piece of paper. And this time you're gonna take your small paintbrush, dip it in water, and I'm going to mix some purple and maybe some green, believe it or not, together. And it gives me like this really cool, like dark blackish green color. So we're going to practice making turtles. So with your paintbrush, you're going to make an oval, make a foot, make another foot, sort of like that. Your head is going to be a little bit bigger than your feet. And what we're doing is we're going to pretend that we're under the water and we're looking up at the sunlight, and we see these images floating on the water. So we're not going to see any details, just the silhouette. So when you have an all black image, it's a silhouette of an image. All right, so let's do another color combination. Let's do purple and blue. And you can see that's why my paints look like this, because I don't ever rinse out my brush. I just sort of mess them all up. All right, so now if we're going to do, say, a fish, it's sort of a side view. So we're going to do an oval, but it's more pointy. And we could have a little tail. Could do a triangle, a fin, another triangle, and another fin if you want. Okay. And we could do a jellyfish if you are living in the ocean. So maybe I'll do a purple jellyfish. So you can see my images are really dark compared to what we did here, because we're going to have our sea turtles and our fish swimming around. So this could be a jellyfish, or it could be an octopus. Ooh, I just thought of another one. Okay, and then maybe we'll do something with orange. But I want it dark, so I'm gonna mix it in with some purple. Nice. That's a really cool color. And we're gonna make a starfish. So there's two ways that we can make a starfish. You could do, let's see, you could do a line and then like the letter Y that's upside down. And then you could do another. So it has like a head, two legs, and arms. And then you can just sort of fill in. And there's a starfish. You could also do, if you know how to do the star shape, I know I used to always practice these when I was younger. And again, you just fill it in. That could be another star shape. You could also make some seaweed. So I'm just gonna take plain green. I won't mess with it. And we could have seaweed coming into the picture. They sort of look like long, snaky arms. You could do sea snakes, seahorses. Okay. So that's our practice. So let's see. I'm gonna give it one more air dry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you can see water puddles on your paper, that's not good. You really want to let it dry before you add in all your sea creatures. So let's start with the leaves first. We'll just start with a couple just to test out the paper and make sure it's not going to bleed. If your paper's too wet and you do something, your lines of your paintbrush will just bleed. So from the edge of the paper, you start here, press your paintbrush down and just sort of wiggle it back and forth. And wiggle it back and forth. So my paper's pretty good. So you can see as I painted, it's really wet, but here when I turn the paper, I don't see any wetness. So I think I'm good. So I'm gonna start with my sea turtle. Now my sea turtle, I did purple and I did green. But you could do purple, just plain purple. You could do a blue turtle, you could do whatever you want. So I'm gonna make these a little bit bigger because my paper is bigger. So I'm gonna do my oval. Here's my shell. And I'm gonna do my little foot, another foot, back foot, and a little tail, and the head. So you can see I'm not penciling anything in, I'm just going with the shape. So there's one sea turtle. And I could turn my paper around. And they're all swimming in one direction because we have harmony in our sea pool here. It's another turtle shell, a little bit bigger. I'll start with the head this time and a neck, head, and a neck. A foot. This time I could make it a little bit bigger with that. Little fin going that way. Back flipper, back flipper, and a little tail. All right. And then we did the fish. So I'm gonna do blue and purple. I'm gonna make a fish over here, pointy. Triangle for the tail. Another triangle. And I'm gonna have a little baby fish. You could do a shark. So here's the deal. I wanna see what you guys did. So you need to take a picture and you need to send it to Our House Meriden. Kat will give you the address. And I'd like to see what my art students, whom I haven't met yet, what you're doing. I'm adding another little fish. And then we could add bubbles too. So I'm gonna do more fish over here. I'll do a bigger fish. So you can see the calming video of the pool and the ripples on the water. Sort of goes with my theme here. Maybe I'll add a little fish over here. It's always good to have an odd number. There's 3 over here. And there's 3 over there. Maybe I should add one more. That is a car going up my hill, right outside my house. Oop, that tail got a little out of the way. Let's see. Now my tail's bigger than my fish. There. All right, now we need some starfish. Ooh, and jellyfish. All right, so there's the head and the neck, the 2 legs, and the arms going lightly upward. Just fill it in. We can do another one. All right. So I have 1, 2, I'll do 3 over here, so I have 5. So here's another jellyfish. Let's fill in, fill in, fill in. Sort of looks like a wonky turtle. 2 legs and the arms. Or a skinny turtle. And you might have your own way of making your starfish. Whatever works. Do a little one, try and do one. So when I do this, I point my paintbrush right down into the paper. So I'm just using the tip when I paint. All right, you have to also be careful not to stick your hand in the paint, but if you do, I can show you how to fix that. All right, so now I'm gonna have some purple jellyfish or purple octopus swimming around. Maybe I'll make an octopus. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, my goodness, and 8. All right, I'll have a jellyfish. So they sort of have like that circle, but then it's flat at the bottom, and then they just have the little tentacles coming out. Jellyfish are beautiful, but boy, they hurt when they sting you. All right, and maybe need something over here. Oh, I know. I'm gonna add some more greenery. So just plain green. or whatever color. And I'm loading up my brush each time. I'm just drawing in my, oops, ran out of paint. So much for loading up my brush each time. There we go. So I like these better because there's one short, one a little bit taller, one a little bit shorter. These are a little too even, but I don't want to go over them because I'll ruin it. So I'm just going to make one longer and I'll make one shorter, just because. So it looks like it needs something over here too, more greenery. So you have to sort of look at your paper and say, need something over here. Maybe I can even go behind the fish. There we go. As long as my fish was dry. And you know what? Even if the paint bled into my fish, it's not a big deal. It probably will add to the charm of your color of your fish. So if you leaned your hand in the paint and you have like a spot that you wanted to cover up, you could just aim for it and go over it. Okay, I think I still need some more over here. All right, and then we could go back to our blue and we can make bubbles. So let's see, you could just do little circles and leave them white and little dots. And just try and scatter them so that they're not all the same size. If you do one, like think big, small, medium, big, medium, small, and smaller. Try and see how small you can get. Big, small, medium, and then you could just do even dots. Here's our moment of calm. So maybe when you take a picture of this and send it to us, we could maybe add music, Miss Cat, and we could show calming music with our swimming animals. You could even do a mermaid. That would be so cool, or a merman, or a diver. Okay. So this is our first paint lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to take a picture and send it to Our House Meriden so we can post it. We don't have to put your names on it. We could just show the work. And I'm going to show you my face without a mask on. Hello, Our House Meriden students. This is Miss Gina, and I'm an art teacher in Terryville High School, not here in Meriden. And I've been doing it for a really long time. And I hope to see you in person sometime soon. I hope you enjoyed our art lesson. And I hope to see you without a mask on, but at school, this is what I look like when I teach. So here we go. Not with my hand, I do wear a mask. but it was fun, and I hope to get together soon and see you next week on the video. Bye.